Hi there, let me share my screen with y'all. I'm going to work out a problem that a student requested about long division. So let me pull that up. Okay. So let's review how long division works, aside from polynomials. Say I want to divide 7 into 523. You would say 7 times what is 5? Well, nothing. So you move over 1. 7 times what is close to 52? Well, 7 times 7 is 49. So you write down 49 and then you change the sign of 49 and then you would subtract. And so we would get a 3, remainder 3. And then you bring down the next guy. And then you say 7 times what is close to 33? Well, 7 times 4 is 28. And then again, you change the sign or subtract. And so then we get 13 minus 8 is 5. And so the answer would be 74, remainder 5. Or 74 and 5. We put the remainder over the divisor, 5/7. In a very similar way, we're going to divide this polynomial. We're going to put the large one inside the house, plus 4x cubed minus 14x plus 100, and we're going to divide that x squared minus 5. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, x squared times what is x to the 5th? That would be x cubed, because we would add these exponents here to get x to the 5th. Now, when you multiply, just like here, we then multiplied 7 times 7 and got the 49. I'm going to multiply x cubed times both of these terms. So x cubed times x squared is x to the 5th. X cubed times negative 5x is negative 5x cubed. I'm going to write it under the x cubed term because I don't have an x to the 4th term and I don't want to get confused about what I'm subtracting. Then the big thing here is you subtracted the 49, right? So subtracting is the same as changing both signs. You're subtracting, which changes the signs. So this is, now I can bring this down. So I have negative 4x to the 4th. And then I have plus 9x cubed. I have minus 14x plus 100. Now I'm going to go to the next term. So that's this x to the 4th. And you're going to ask yourself, x squared times what gives you this negative 4x to the 4th? That would be negative 4x squared, because the 2 and the 2 make the 4. So then you're going to multiply again, negative 4x squared times both of these terms. So it's going to give you negative 4x to the 4th. And then if I multiply negative 4x squared times a negative 5, I'm going to get a positive 20x squared, which I don't have the x squared term. Some people will leave a space for one, just writing it there. Just make sure you don't add things that aren't alike. Then the big thing you always have to remember is you change both signs. So I need to subtract this, which is the same as flipping both signs. So now I have 9x cubed. I have minus 20x squared minus 14x plus 100. And now I'm going to look at this next term, which is 9x cubed. So I need to multiply by a 9x. If I multiply 9x times x squared, I get 9x cubed. If I multiply 9x times negative 5, I get negative 45x. And then again, you change both signs. Subtracting, just like you subtracted here or here, is flipping both signs. So I'm left with negative 20x squared, and then 45 minus 14 gives me 31. So it'd be 31x plus 100. And now I'm going to ask myself, how do I get negative 20x squared? Well, that would be a negative 20. So I get x squared times negative 20 gives me the negative 20x squared. Hold on, but, and then negative 5 times negative 20 gives me plus a 100. And then you're going to switch both signs. So plus and a minus. So then you get that cancels and that cancels, and you're left with 31x. So my answer then would be, if I write it, it's going to be this top guy right here. So x cubed minus 4x squared plus 9x minus 20. And then plus your remainder over your divisor. So 31x over this guy, x squared minus 5. Just like you did here, 74, and then remainder over divide. So that is an example of how you would, and then you would enter that in. I'll show you entering it in as well. I'm going to clear my work. I took an answer. So if we type that in, here. Let's see if it'll let me type it in. So x, I should do that, x cubed minus 4x squared plus 9, plus 9x, and then minus 20, and then plus, let's do a fraction, 31 over x squared minus 5. And then we say check. Oh, 31x. You see, even professors make mistakes. 31x. Let's try again. Okay. So again, if you have questions in your homework, please reach out. I'm happy to record them here.